って会えるよ。
Yes! 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 Oh my god! Yes! Yes! I fucking verified it. Oh my god. Yes! Yes, dude. Oh my god. Oh, and it's recording. Oh my god. I see my microphone thing going up and down. That's... Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. It's off. Disable CBF is on. There is no clicking between the frames. Oh my god. So, disconnect. Holy fuck. Even though I got 94 just, I think, 2 days ago, I really thought it would be a much longer time coming before I would be sitting here and recording this. I just really want to start off by saying a massive thank you to Cyril for making this level, which is my favorite level in the game, and just like letting me have so much involvement in this project. First as a playtester, which I was given the role of in late August of 2024, and then the trust that was put in me to be the verifier in mid-June. Now it's mid-October. It took me 4 months and it's finally verified. I also want to say a big, big thank you to all of the people who playtested, and I want to say an extra thank you to Verdant, who during my time as as the verifier did honestly most of the heavy lifting when it came to playtesting. And I want to give a big thank you to Emerald, who did a lot for the level during their time as the verifier. I also want to talk a bit about my experience verifying disconnects. First and foremost, I had really good, like, I don't know, working conditions is the wrong word, but it's the closest I'll get. There was no pressure put on me during this project. I mean, honestly, I have to give some props to myself because I just never really took any breaks. So I guess there really was no need to stress me out, but I wasn't stressed out, and that's what matters. Starting off, this level was just so daunting to learn. Not only is the memory in this level just absurd, but the version I was given of this level was just completely broken. It was not possible to finish a practice run, and parts like the jewel just barely worked at all. It took me 43,000 attempts before I'd done every part once, and 36,000 attempts before it was even possible to finish a practice run. Doing the parts once did just feel like a massive breakthrough for me. And I mean, if you look at the progress, that is true. As soon as I had finished doing all of the parts, I kind of got progress pretty quickly. Like I had it in 3 or 4 runs pretty soon after learning, but then I hit a massive roadblock trying to get like to the drop and parts way through the drop. That's like that was the biggest roadblock for me. Um, and because of how slow I was initially, I was honestly really considering dropping the level because I knew that there were people out there who not only would be able to do it faster than me, but also would be willing to. But you know, I set a bunch of like artificial deadlines on myself that I had to meet not to drop it, and I was keeping up with those deadlines. So I guess I never had an excuse to drop it. Uh, Eventually I had a bit of a breakthrough in the level. I started getting progress quite quickly, and pretty soon after passing the whole drop from 0 for my first time, I got to the jewel. Or well, actually, I just remembered. I got to the jewel my first attempt, ever passing the whole drop, and after that it just sort of sped up a lot. On the 19th of September, I got my first ever ending attempt, which ended at 88. And only 3 days later, I got my second one. And I really thought the journey was coming to an end. But that's when, I guess to me, like the disaster struck. Because the next day, I managed to get 83 3 times in the same session. And I kind of panicked. I was like, holy shit, this part must be way too difficult. So I went ahead, I nerfed it. The nerfs, they weren't too major, but I mean, they did like objectively make the part easier. However, what I didn't know at the time was that I'd accidentally made the part physically impossible specifically from 0. And so I would end up dying there another 6 times. That meaning I had 82 times 9 with 0 passes. Uh, and there was just like I didn't know what I was doing wrong because I felt as if I was doing it exactly the same way I was doing in Start Pass. But because 82 is a really difficult set of inputs, I never really questioned why that was happening until I died there the 9th time. When I died there the 9th time, I went back and I checked my footage and I realized that the part was impossible. I fixed it. I very quickly got 94, and then just 2 days later, I beat it, I guess. So a month of being stuck, just dying to 82 was, I guess, sort of thrown away. But it doesn't matter now. I'm just happy to be done. And I mean, to me, it was all worth it. I also want to talk a bit about parts. I want to talk about every part. It's a long level, but some of the best that stood out to me is this break part at 25. I think it plays really well. The holy shit, like the 61 spider, like those alternations, they're just so satisfying to do. Like having nerves makes it, honestly, it somehow makes it even better. I think if I had to pick one part, that would be my favorite. The ball jewel, the ball jewel is like really fucking jank. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just like the movements that your ball does are just so, or your balls, I guess there's two of them. They're just so insanely cool and wacky, and like unlike the spider part, uh, just the fact that they have like this travel time to them, and whatever. It's difficult to put into words, but I there's just something about them that I find so incredibly cool. And then you get to the last wave. Holy shit, the last wave. It's the most terrifying thing to do ever from Zero, where you just go up that pink orb staircase and then you have to do like that bullshit. But it's so much fun. And it's just like such a perfect ending to the level. And then as for the things that I don't like, which is I kind of hate seeing what I don't like as the verifier because I feel like I should have simply made the parts good, but I there was nothing really I could do. It's the base gameplay. I did not like that one stair part at 57 because the notes are not evenly spaced. Yet the structures are, so it's just it can't sync perfectly, and it doesn't. And because of just how the structuring is, nerfing it in a way that makes it not total bullshit is kind of difficult. And it turned out the way it is. It's my least favorite part. It doesn't play that awfully. And then the second thing is I kind of don't really like the like spam tunnel at the end of the wave. It was possible to get consistent with, but it's just not my cup of tea. There's one of those in Twilight as well. It's just like it pissed me off then as well. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say about the level. I'm so happy to have it done again. Thank you to Cyril for letting me verify. It's been amazing. It's my favorite level in the game. Goodbye, everyone.